Saturday afternoon, we've got the British Youth Championship. It's round 3. I think it's originally round 4, but the Scunthorpe round was rained off, so that's been rearranged later in the year. The British Youth Championship, 1:30 on Saturday at Armadale, and it includes the Women's Open Championship for the first time ever. That's round 1 of that Women's Open Championship. We weren't going to get Neil Vatcher on the stream tonight, but there's actually on Wednesday night at Birmingham, whilst we're live just now, there's round 2 of the Youth Championships going on at Birmingham. So Neil is quite busy with that at the moment. So get him on the show, but we weren't able to speak to him. So I've got a few clips from Neil tonight, and we first of all asked him about how he was looking forward to coming back to Armadale.
Yeah, hi Dave. Yeah, thanks for having us on. Always a pleasure to try and do these type of things and sell the meetings to the guys out there. And it's a real busy week coming up. We've been sort of quite busy over the last couple of weeks anyway, since the first round at Glasgow, probably about 3 weeks ago now, and we had a round for the 125s at Bellevue on the Friday before that as well. And this week in particular, as you quite rightly say, was at Workington Sunday for the under-21 qualifier, which went really well. My first visit to Workington, and I was very impressed with their venue and circuit. Yeah. And then we're at Birmingham tomorrow, being Wednesday. And then, obviously in Scotland and back to work Edinburgh Saturday, of course, and then back to Workington Sunday. So, hectic few days, but all good fun. And, this is what we do it for. We like to be busy and get the kids on track as much as we can. And, hopefully progress. And we got a good track record of, good riders coming through this youth system. And, we've got probably about 40 kids signed up for this year. And, hopefully, some of these guys are going to, reach the peaks that the Tom Brennans and the Leon Flints have, done already. So
it's fantastic to see so many lined up. I think there's currently 39 on the list for Saturday, and it's a huge lineup, huge amount of racing. So it'll be brilliant for everybody to come and see it. But I guess it's, as you say, it's all about getting these youngsters time on the track and experience lots of different tracks.
Yeah, absolutely. To be honest, like we've only been sort of coming to Glasgow and Edinburgh pretty much just before COVID. I think we actually came to Edinburgh like the first year in 2020, and initially I was always a bit cautious, wondering whether the mums and dads would travel that far. But in fairness to the commitment to the riders and the parents and their families, for 39 riders to come to Edinburgh Saturday and over the weekend is absolutely fantastic. And it's all credit to those people that put the show on. Like it's easy for me to manage it really. Obviously a fair bit of organising, don't get me wrong, but it's the commitment to the riders and their families that is the credit should go to, that we have such a fantastic attendance travelling to Scotland over the weekend, and also obviously to the Edinburgh promotion for, as I say, inviting us up for what is our 4th year now. And like personally, I think the Armadale track is absolutely fantastic size track for these kids to learn on. It's obviously great for the 125 riders, but also for the other two classes as well, the 250s and 500s. Everyone knows that it's a technical track. You got to use your head as well as the throttle as well, of course. And but it's a place that I really enjoy coming to, and I think it's great for the kids to learn on as well. So again, as I say, for the 4th year running, really looking forward to Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, it's getting that true experience for the Speedway future. If they are all the miles they've got to build up and all the different type of tracks from, Workington on Sunday will be completely different to Armadale on Saturday. That's for sure for the lads.
Yeah, absolutely. But going back to Armadale, like the Campbell family do a fantastic job in preparing the track. The track's always good. Even though it's tight and technical, as we well know, the racing's always good there. And as I say, to give these kids the opportunity to ride, championship venues of a track that they've got to think about as well, which is a good education for them, going forward, and it's all a part of their learning curve, and something that they can all take going forward.
It's brilliant. I was out at the one of the regular Saturday sessions a few weeks ago, and everybody's having a great time. They're all enjoying themselves. There was guys there from Rocco and Lewis who've been doing it for a couple of years now, down to guys turning up for their first time. So it's all about trying to get some futures and some guys that eventually racing in the academy team for Edinburgh or for the Monarchs themselves, and that's what everybody wants to see. And from your perspective, then going on to the under 21 level, Grand Prix level, and that's be fantastic. Hopefully, to look back in 10 years' time and some of that crop of youngsters that you coach and get to that level.
Absolutely, like it's a question that I get asked, quite regular about, just riders starting out having nowhere to go, and there's probably only a number of tracks that riders can go, but particularly in Scotland as well, for these young kids to be able to come to Armadale and learn on that centre green initially, on that centre green training track is absolutely fantastic. And I actually live in Southampton, so in the south of England, but if I was a bit further north, it's certainly a venue that I would visit, on more than one occasion a year. But the one time that I do come to Edinburgh, I thoroughly enjoy it, always look forward to it, and I'm sure Saturday is going to be a special occasion again.
Yeah, as Neil said, a big occasion on Saturday. We've got 44 races and 39 riders lined up. The biggest match biggest meeting we've ever had at Armadale is going to be super exciting. We had some cracking races in the past. We've got some local interest from the Monarchs Academy guys as well. And looking at a couple of the lineup, there's 5 classes there on Saturday, starting on the 500cc class. We've got 6 riders there. The first round so far, there was only 2 riders there, so this is really that 500cc class from Birmingham, and on Wednesday and on Friday we'll get going. But some good riders there, and as we saw, Jody Scott, who's going to be at Armadale Friday night, so you'll get a little bit of head start on the guys potentially. So after talking to Neil about that, I then went on to ask him if there's anyone in particular in the meeting that he'd be seeing, especially at that 500cc level. And once we hear from Neil's opinion on we'll also hear from Jody Scott and his thoughts on Saturday's youth match.
Sonny's Spring in the 500cc. He's only 14 years old, so he's not eligible for the National League yet. So that's probably someone that people are not familiar with. I think will be impressing everyone in the 500 class. Ashton Vale will be moving up from the 250 class, doing his first round with the 500s this weekend. So again, someone to look out for. We've already mentioned Jody Scott, that's riding for Oxford in the National League. So I'm sure Jody will be there wanting to win it on Saturday. Because of the sort of age limit, this is Jody's last year competing in this competition, and I know Jody's keen to win the British title, and the only way to win it is to do the very best in every round. So I know Jody's going to be sort of wanting to impress at the weekend for sure.
You get your first laps on a 500cc at Armadale on Friday, then in it with for the Youth Championship on Saturday afternoon. You'll hope that'll give you a nice advantage going into that meeting.
Yeah, it will definitely. It's kind of it's a great feeling that Armadale's there. I'm there twice, so I don't have to come back down to Norfolk and then travel back up there for another meeting. But that's very good for me. Obviously, I've got to ride Armadale for Oxford on Friday and then British Youth the next day, so I can get the feeling of the track and for anyone else, because I'm the only charger, and there's no one in Armadale who's in the British Youth. So hopefully I can get some track time from that, and hopefully win the British Youth.
Yeah, and last year you were in that round of the Youth Championship as well, and you weren't too far off it, but most of the guys above you were have probably moved on or too old now, and so maybe a chance this year of winning that youth title.
Yeah, it was a shame last year because I got second in the first round, and then a few weeks later I broke my wrist. So I missed 3 rounds of the British Youth. Obviously, I missed in Edinburgh, British Youth, Glasgow, and another round. I don't know what it is, but Bellevue actually. And then, but I was really gutted. And then because I got 2 more wins when I came back from the wrist injury, I got 2 British Youth wins, and then I got a third. And so I got a podium every time I compete in the British Youth. But I have a feeling this year that I can bring the title home.
You hope so. I think it's your last year at that level as well.
Yeah, it is. I'm now 16, and that's the only age you can be in it. That's the limit you can be up to. But this is my last chance to be to win the British Youth. But obviously, I've got the under-19s and the under-21s all for the next 4 years. So yes, I've got a lot of time.
Of course, last Sunday you were just 1 point off getting a runoff for qualifying for that British under-21 final. That's I'm guessing you'll at least travel as track reserve and might still get in the lineup. So that was a good achievement for you.
Yeah, it was. I was quite a bit disappointed that I didn't get the top 6, but now I'm first reserve for the final. But never know what can happen. I could get put in the meeting again like I did last year, because last year I got first reserve, and then I got put in the meeting. So hopefully I could get a ride, and hopefully I could get put in the meeting, because that would very please me, and I'll just be really excited. But yeah, it was a shame I missed out on 1 point. I got the win in my last ride, but I couldn't do anything after my 4th ride, because after that there's no way. I got the win, so that's the amount of points I could get. So I was a bit disappointed, but I was really pleased with 10 points.
Yeah, no, fantastic. So I wish you all the best with all that for the season, and I hope you have a good night on Friday as well. Although maybe not enough to get Oxford a point or 2, but we look forward to seeing. We get to see you on track.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, Jody, they're pretty confident about his weekend and optimistic about that. A new thing for this year is it's the first ever British Speedway Women's Open Championship on Saturday, with 4 girls coming up to Scotland. Well, 2 of them are in Scotland already to compete in that first ever Open Championship. Notice it is an Open Championship, so we do have Selena Liebman coming over from Germany to take on the best of the British girls there, and it'll be an interesting event, the first of what could be a major event in the future, and we wish good luck to all 4 of them for Saturday, but especially Morgan Leonard, who races second halves at Armadale, and did ask Neil also about the Women's Open, and let's hear his thoughts now.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting too. Something that that was sort of like spoken to me probably the middle of last year from the BSPL, and something that we felt that we had to sort of try and introduce in these times. Sort of small numbers at this stage. Like, we just got 4 riders competing in the Women's Championship, but again, for sort of various reasons, pretty exciting for ladies coming along. We've got Morgan Leonard and Wendy McCallan that are, I believe, local to Edinburgh, so a bit of local interest. And then probably the top British rider, or the top British female rider at this stage will be Katie Gordon. To be fair to Katie, she's participating in, and we've got the German rider Selena Liedermann coming over from Germany, who actually competed in the SGP2 series last year. So, for different reasons, for all 4 ladies, excited to see that as well. Part of this championship. We're actually doing that over 3 rounds, which will be Edinburgh Saturday, Workington Sunday, and then Redcar in a 2 weeks' time. So, an added bonus for everyone. As you quite rightly said, we've got a fantastic turnout of the youth riders, but with the ladies on top, that's going to make it even more special. So, and new to me as well. So I'm looking forward to that. I don't really know what to expect, from a couple of the girls, but as I say, all exciting, all new, and adds to the program. So, something to come and watch for sure.
yeah, you've got to start somewhere, and who knows if it kicks on, we could have an event of its own right in the future. But yeah, you've got to get started somewhere. And I was in Prague last year when Selena was in SGP2, and she certainly looked competitive that day. So she'll be good to watch on Saturday, and hopefully the British girls will be able to compete with her.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, in fairness, if I'm being honest, I don't think Selena's going to have much competition. However, it's up to the other girls, to see what's achievable and what to aim to. If Selena, again, give Selena the sort of credit of the dedication, to coming to the UK to ride in these events, which is absolutely fantastic. But again, it gives the other girls something to aim for and to see what's achievable. Putting the right dedication and the work, anything's possible. And I think it will be someone for the girls to look up to. As I say, we have to wait and see. Like, I don't really know what to expect myself, to be truthful, from the girls, but I know, like, I've seen Selena race in Europe before, but I've been in contact with her. Like, I did only say to her last week that I think Edinburgh is going to be a learning curve for her as well. The big European circuits that she's normally used to is obviously a bit different from Edinburgh. But again, credit to Selena for wanting to come and compete, and in fairness to her, to showcase herself as well. And I know that ultimately Selena's aim is to showcase herself to the British promoters, and she would love to ride in Britain herself full time. So as well as obviously wanting to win the Women's Open Championship, she's putting herself in the shop window as well. So I'm sure that she'll be out to impress.
Yeah, should be good. And as I say, got to start somewhere, so I look forward to it. I know Morgan was interested to see how Selena gets on. Yeah, no, it's an interesting challenge ahead.
Yeah, definitely. And to be honest, like, it isn't any different than any other riders. Riding against better riders. Like I say all the time, the best way to improve is to ride against better riders, because that sort of drags you on. So this is no different, and I'm sure that Katie, Wendy, and Morgan will be, take massive steps forward after this weekend in at Redcar on the 17th of June, and probably look back, and it'd be a massive learning curve for them as well.
Yeah, Neil there reflecting on the British Women's Open Championship that takes place on Saturday, the first ever. So if you want to be there to see that event, you can get your tickets from edinburghmotors.co.uk now. That for Friday as well, and it will be live streamed on the internet. So edinburghmotors.co.uk/EMTV for your live stream to watch the first ever British Women's Open Championship, first round of 3, as the girls battle to see who'll be the champion there. So good luck to all 4 women competing on Saturday. Moving on, we've got a class on Saturday, the 125cc support class that will have a lot of Edinburgh interest with actually the 4 Monarchs 125 guys that we've seen setting ass for the West Lothian Wildcats and the Armadale Angels. We've got Rocco, Webb, Lewis Hague, Liam Morris, and Lee Harrison. Apologies, Lee. Nearly forgot your name. There's competing in a 15-man event. It's a very large field for the support class, and we're looking to see the guys kick on. We know that Rocco's actually won both the first and second round of the support class, with Liam Morris on the podium of both events at Bellevue and at Glasgow. And at Bellevue, we had a 1-2-3 with Lewis Hague filling the middle spot. So be really exciting to see how the guys get on their own track and see if they can keep up that good record they've set. And I went out Saturday afternoon a couple of weeks ago to watch them in action, and 2 of the guys were there that day, Rocco and Lewis, and I spoke to them again, and after we hear from them, we'll hear the last thing from from Neil about that class, and let's hear from those guys now.
Okay, we're here with Lewis Hague, one of the thriving Monarchs Academy riders. Already had a couple of British Youth Championship matches, and been watching this afternoon. You're looking good out there, enjoying yourself?
Yeah, it's been good so far.
Yeah, and you getting into Speedway, how long that's you been doing Speedway now? A couple of years?
Yeah, 2 seasons now, including this season.
Fantastic, and you were down at Bellevue and Ashfield, and obviously you race here as many Fridays as you can. What's your favourite track?
My favourite track has been Redcar and Bellevue in Glasgow.
Cool, and at Bellevue, you were on the podium at the end of the night, the 3 Scottish guys together. That must have felt really good.
Yeah, it did. So I got second at Bellevue, which is good. First British of the season.
Brilliant, and you're here in a couple of weeks on your own track at Armadale. You fancy you'll be a good day that day?
Yeah, hopefully.
Cool, well thank you very much, Lewis, and I wish you all the luck for that match next week. I'm now here with Rocco Webb on a Saturday afternoon at Armadale. You enjoying your Saturday afternoons here?
Yeah, it's pretty fun over in the Minnedale. Like it.
Yeah, and how does that compare to riding the big track?
It's a lot different and more tight. There's a lot of different lines you need to take during the session because the track just gets ripped up throughout the session, so you need to figure out where you're going.
Yeah, there's quite a lot of you guys here now. It's good to see a thriving academy theme, and you've been going here a couple of years as well, yeah?
Yeah, I think this is my 2nd year maybe, and yeah, it's good that they're bringing on different riders and getting people started up.
And you've been round the country already with the British Youth Championship down to Bellevue and Ashfield. Do you enjoy those?
Yeah, they're good. I like the big tracks as well because you get a lot of room on them and they're a lot faster, so yeah, it was enjoyable.
Cool, and you were on the podium as well, that was even better. Yeah. Fantastic day for you.
Yeah, it was really good to be on the podium. First time on the podium, and it was really good.
Brilliant, and you'll be here again in a couple of weeks for the Armadale round of the British Youth Championship. You fancy your chances that day?
Yeah, I think I've got a good chance since this is my home track, and yeah, bring it on.
Cool, it'll be great to see you guys and all going together, and we look forward to that. Thank you very much.
Since Edinburgh have had the mini track on the centre green there, actually sort of contacted John Campbell after the Bellevue and Glasgow round to say all credit to the Edinburgh club for their academy and everyone that works hard there. There's the Bellevue top 3 was all lads from the Edinburgh Academy, being Rocco, Lewis, and Liam Morris as well. Yeah. And then unfortunately Lewis couldn't make the Glasgow round, but both Liam and Rocco were actually made the rostrum at Glasgow as well, and actually messaged John after that weekend to say to give the Edinburgh guys all the credit for the work that they're doing. And there's obviously a number of riders coming through that academy now, which is fantastic for Scotland. The 250 class is always a great class, and again the Edinburgh track is going to suit the 250 riders. Probably the favourite for that championship this year is William Carnes. He won the round at Glasgow in very impressive form. We got Caden Martin, who's another Scottish lad, again that's had plenty of laps around the Armadale circuit, so he'll be out to impress, as will Steen Piper, of course. Son of Theo, another lad that's based in Scotland. So there's going to be plenty of Scottish representatives there this weekend, and with the 125 guys that we've already discussed, as I say, plenty of local interest. So it's going to be one for the fans, hopefully, to turn out in their numbers and give everyone a cheer. It's going to be a great afternoon's entertainment.
Yeah, thanks very much to Neil for taking the time to speak to us there and talking through all the classes there. The one we did miss was the 125 class. These are slightly more experienced in the support class, and there's we've got 10 of those guys ready to go as well, and another hotly contested competition. And who knows what we'll see. It's all part of a fantastic afternoon of racing on Saturday afternoon in all 5 classes, including the Women's Championship. Each rider will have four races as we go across the afternoon, with the top 4 of each classification reaching the grand final, and so the last 5 races of the evening, of the afternoon, sorry, will be the final, as those guys all go head to head to see who can pick up points in this round of the youth championship. We're really looking forward to that, as we said already. As we do here at Edinburgh Speedway, we give you can get your tickets for those events, both Friday night and Saturday's Youth Championship and Women's Championship, from the Edinburgh Monarchs website right now. And if you're not able to make it on Friday, get yourself on the stream, edinburghmonarchs.co.uk/EMTV. Available anywhere you can watch the future of British Speedway, and as we say, that inaugural British Women's Open Championship, which we're really looking forward to on Saturday afternoon. It's been a packed show tonight. Thank you very much to everybody that's stayed with us. You can, of course, watch it back again on YouTube. And Saturday afternoon, the British Youth Championship, Round 3, Women's Open Championship, Round 1, 1:30 tapes up 44 races of speedway action featuring 39 riders. As a thank you for everybody for bearing with me right to the end, here's a wee treat from last year's British Youth Championship, and we had a tremendous race in the 125cc class. So let's watch that back now.
So your lineup for the 125 final: red, Steen Piper; blue, Oliver Bobbington; white, Archie Rolfe; and yellow, Cooper Russian.
Dean leads the way, and Cooper Russian's got blocked out at the first corner. He's through into second. He's going for the big blast round the outside. Now he's on tail. It's a tremendous battle. Once again, Piper quick round that turn. Russian having another go. Once again, Russian on the outside line, but he's not. And he's switched to the inside and come through. Superb riding by Russian. Piper comes back. There's a chance there for Piper on the inside, but he couldn't get through. Russian glances over and he pulls clear into the final turn. What a race that was. Great win for Cooper Russian.
Yeah, exceptional stuff there. Absolutely fantastic race, and young Cooper Russian delighted with himself. He takes the win in the 125 class.
Yeah, fantastic from Cooper Russian, an example of the sort of racing we should expect to see on Saturday afternoon in that youth championship. But I say thank you very much to everybody who's borne with me all the way through. We're nearly at an hour mark for the preview show. If you like this sort of content, it's not always this long, promise you. Get yourself on YouTube, subscribe to that Monarchs YouTube channel, and you get notified of any of these events. We will be back on Friday night after the Academy match with the Friday Focus, and then again on Saturday afternoon. I think we still call it the Friday Focus, even though it says Saturday afternoon. But thank you very much for watching. Thank you to Neil Vatcher and Jody Scott for taking the time to speak to me earlier in the week. And finally, just a wee thanks to Gary Dixon and David McCallan at the Academy for providing all the information about the guys and let me go out and see them the other week. Thank you very much for that. And I'll bid you good night and see you all Friday.